It's 5:40 in the morning, it's raining, and I'm the only person awake. And there's not one human being on earth who would know if I just turned around and went straight back to bed. And in that exact moment, the one that nobody sees, that is the one that is deciding your entire life. And by the end of this, you're going to know exactly which one of those private moments is planning everything for you. Here's the thing that nobody really tells you about standard. The standard that you go out and you show to the world, that is a costume. And you only put it on when people are watching and you want to perform it. You'll be the confident one, the disciplined one, the one that's got it all together. But that isn't the standard that's running your life. The one that's really running your life is the one that you keep whilst that room is empty. So today, we're really going to have a look at it and why your public standard is simply just a performance. If you sit back and pay attention, watch what happens when somebody else is watching you. You'll naturally stand taller, you'll start to follow through with more things, and you'll definitely do the things that you said you were going to do. But that's usually only because there's an audience, and it's the audience that is holding you to it, not your standard. And also, that is not your level of discipline. You've actually got stage fright. So if you simply take the audience away and you just look at what is left, the same way with the gym session that nobody is checking on, or that work that you could just half do, and genuinely nobody would ever even know. Even that promise that you made to yourself when nobody else was in the room, that is the real test. And this is why it matters so much, because the world will only ever see the performance, but you're the one that has to live inside of that private version, the version of you that shows up when there's no eyes on you. That is the version that is really building your life. Now, this is the part where it can really get uncomfortable. Every time you drop your standards in private, you're not just skipping that one thing and thinking that it doesn't matter. You're genuinely casting a vote for who it is you really are. And there's nobody out there that's counting that vote except from you. And that is what makes it so dangerous. Because if you slack off in public, there's consequences. Somebody's going to notice and they may pull you up on it. But in private, there's no repercussions because there's no applause, there's no one to hold you accountable, and there's no punishment, and there's nobody to disappoint but yourself. But you will convince yourself that it's okay because it just happened once and nobody else saw. But that is exactly why it does count so much more. Because if your standard is something you only hold while somebody is watching, then that's not a standard. It's a reaction. The private ones, the ones with no reward, no applause, and no witness, they are the only ones that are actually yours. And they compound quietly and invisibly. And every unseen morning that you show up and you stay committed, it's a brick. And in every unseen moment that you don't, it's a crack. But you don't get to see the overall building until it's either completely built or is failing. And this is the part that most people will just miss completely. You will keep convincing yourself that nobody saw, but somebody did always see. You did, because you're always the one that has to face yourself at the end of the day. You are the only one witness that you can never send home. And your identity, the quiet story of who you actually are, that isn't built from what other people see. That's built from the evidence that you collect about yourself while nobody else is looking. Every private standard that you hold is you telling yourself, this is who I am. And every private one you drop is you telling yourself, no, this is who I really am. And the rest of it was just a show. You can lie to everybody else, but you can't lie to the one person that's always there. And you can fool the audience all day long, but you're never going to fool the witness. And that is why the standard that you carry while you're on your own is the identity that you carry everywhere else. So let's go back to 5:40 a.m. in the morning. The rain, the empty house, nobody's watching, but I finished the run. And not because nobody would ever know and nobody was ever watching, it's because I needed to finish it. Because of who I decided to be when nobody was there to keep check. And months from now, there'll be people, a finish line, and a medal at the end. And that part is public because everybody sees the medal. But the medal is nothing but a receipt. It's a receipt for every 5:40 a.m. that nobody saw. The race doesn't build the runner, the private mornings do. The process and the journey is what builds the runner, not the end result. And the race only shows you what standard you were holding the whole time. And your life, it works exactly the same way. Those public wins that you are out chasing, they're just receipts for the private standards that you're holding right now, when nobody is watching and constantly checking in on you. And I'm going to give you 3 moves on how to actually change this. Number 1, Find your 540. Everybody has one. One reoccurring private moment where you will quietly drop your standard. The skipped thing, the shortcut, the constant justification that nobody will ever know. Name yours and be specific about it, because you can't raise a standard that you won't even look at. Number 2, raise one private standard and tell nobody about it. No public declaration, no announcement, and no posting about it. Just pick one thing you're going to hold yourself to with zero reward or zero recognition, because the whole point is doing it for yourself even when it's unwitnessed. And that's the rep that actually builds your identity and your standards. And number 3, become your own witness on purpose. When you hold a standard on your own, do not just let it pass. Make sure you register it. Say it in your own head. I saw that and that's who I am now. Because you're the only one that's keeping the score anyway. So start scoring it in your favor. So listen to me when you feel like the standard is slipping and nobody would ever know. That standard, it's not a small thing. It's the only thing. It's who you really are when that performance stops and the crowd is no longer there. So the question was never, who are you in a room full of people? It's who you are at 5:40 in the morning in the rain with nobody watching, because that person is the one that is right in your life. And as always, in the next video, we're going one layer deeper, because even when you can see the standard slipping, you keep accepting less than what you actually want. And in the next video, I'm going to show you exactly why. So drop a comment below. What's your 540? What's the moment that you keep letting go? Let me know, because I'll read every single comment. And don't forget to subscribe so the next video finds you when you need it. My name's Harley. Do the work, trust the process, and I'll see you in the next one.